So we have a lot to talk about, just a lot to get to. And if you want... Hi everybody, welcome to the conversation. Let's talk about love,
health and wellness, transformation, yeah, we got it. Discuss your breakthroughs, national issues.
Local Bahamians, and also with those who are listening around the region and the world. Thank you.
Absolutely. We have an audience that really, from Europe to the United States, Canada, around the region, and of course, Bahamians right here who are very interested in just wanting to know the answers and ask the questions that get them the answers that they seek. Before we
need a little inspiration, tune into the conversation. Talk about it on the conversation.
This is the time, Shanique, when the country really need to find ways to join together to fight common problems that we have. Collaborative leadership.
You need a little conversation. We can go far with the conversation. Here with Shanique on the conversation, yeah.
Please share the video, share. Tag some people in the live feed, share it in your private Facebook group, share it in your WhatsApp group.
Here with Shanique on the conversation, yeah.
Hi everyone, how are you all doing today? It's Saturday. How is everybody doing? Hope you all are having a great Saturday. It's about to get even better. And that's because, of course, one of my favorite topics, one of my absolute favorite topics, health and wellness. That's right. And then a little wealth woven in there. But health and wellness, more than ever, we just need to be focused on that, right? Taking your health seriously and understanding that is things that you do intentionally, things that you include in your daily diet, and also a bit of mental health, spiritual health, etc., make a huge difference. In fact, an incredible difference. And you're going to hear today testimonies. There ain't going to be much talking, like just talking for talking's sake. You're going to hear proof from Sanki Global. You all have, I know by now you're familiar with it, because Sanki Global, the people in Sanki Global, whether it's locally, regionally, or internationally, have been so excited about this brand, have been so excited about the 4 products that you've been hearing about, that they have not kept it secret. No. In fact, they've been talking about it now for several weeks. And it's not the first time they've been on this show or many other shows here in the country. And so today we are going to have them back again, because guess what? A number of people are continuing to see remarked improvements in their health. That's right, in their health, things that they couldn't do before, areas of the body that were somewhat disabled, feeling life and movement and even just complete restoration of health and movement. That's what's going on with Sanki Global. And so a number of people are here, a number of community leaders, various other professionals, and of course, Dr. Ruthann Newton-Lightbourne out of Grand Bahama. A number of them are here today and will be joining us. And so here's what I need you to do from the start. First of all, I want to say hi to everybody who's already streaming live. Good afternoon to you, Mary Barrianto. Hi, Karen. Thank you so much, Karen. You like it? Thank you very, very much. Hello to Betsy Claire. Hi to everybody who is watching. I am happy to have you all streaming live today. So here's what I need you all to do. Please help me out. Get this out there. Share the live stream. Tag several people in the live stream. That's right, several people, because understand the Caribbean have a number of statistics that are not the most impressive. We know what's happening in the Bahamas in terms of number 6 in the world in cases of obesity, and of course the non-communicable diseases, the chronic illnesses that accompany that is really just quite worrisome. And so Sanki Global will have products, 4 products, that's it, 4 products that are addressing all of that. We are going to get into it this afternoon. And so welcome to this special edition of The Conversation. I'm Shanique Miller, and we're just happy to have you all streaming live today. So once again, don't forget, help me out now. Share the live stream. Share the live stream with several people. Tag several people in the live stream, and let's have the conversation. Welcome first to the show, and I hope I get this right. If not, we will do it. Hi to you, Stacy. Is that you? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. On Marquis Street, I mean, over that part, girl, I go out in your area. Thanks. So listen, Pastor Lewis is my first guest, and we're going to talk to him and we're going to hear exactly what it is that his experience has been and continues to be with the products of Sanki Global. Pastor Lewis, I'd like to welcome you, please, to the conversation. I want to hear from you. And of course, I see we have another person joining us. I'm going to know exactly who that is in a second. But I want to start with you, sir. Good afternoon, first of all. Hope you're enjoying this Saturday afternoon.
Good afternoon. Definitely enjoying it. And let me just start by saying these are exciting times. These are the greatest days to be alive, for where there is great darkness, even the light will shine. And as it relates to the chronic diseases that we have in our country, I mean, darkness, there's a whole lot of it. And the light of Sanki and the gospel, of course, I'm a pastor. We want it to shine. And I'm going to do my best to add to the testimony that I'm going to share, to let the light shine in every way it needs to shine.
Absolutely, absolutely. And see, we taking you for your word because, Pastor Wendell Lewis, we know that you are a man of God and you ain't got no time to waste and just spinning tales. So please, first of all, how long have you been on the Sanki products? And let us know which products are you on?
Well, believe it or not, I've been on it since April of this year. And I am right now, I'm taking all 4 of the products. I started with the Belage, and then I move on to the Crenute Fire.
What did you notice? What did you notice just by when you started with the Belage?
Energy, definitely, based on hearing. I know you want the full story, but I'm following your lead. And
yes.
So from the Belage, I was able to get more energy, feel better. I noticed the difference right away.
So how about so you felt better, you felt more energetic. How about anything else? Like maybe, I don't know, your skin, your just other things, I guess, that women pay closer attention to.
Generally, I know everybody say I'm looking a bit younger. I mean, in a couple of months, I will be at that place where they call you a senior citizen. And so I'm feeling great. I'm doing great. And when you hear my story, I guess you will understand a lot why that is happening right now. And so I'm just excited that these products came into my life. And like I shared with others, this is like good news. I'm a pastor, so I share the gospel, which is good news. And so I'm sharing the gospel and I'm sharing the good news about the Sanki Global, the Sanki products.
Okay, so listen, let's jump right in. Let's talk about what it is, what drew you to Sanki, why you felt compelled to begin taking these products. And now you take all 4, which is the Belage, the Crenute,
the Inner 7, and the Hasaki.
And that is the meal replacement shake.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Okay, yes. So let's just talk about what drew you in, and what was happening with you, your body, your health, that you decided, you know what, let me take a chance with this.
Very good. Well, let's go ahead. In 2015, I had a situation. My wife and I normally take walks together and we do our exercise. And before then, I thought I was the pitch of health. I was in good shape, doing good, looking good, feeling good. But while exercising, I began to feel pain in my chest. And so I went to get my physical at the doctor. And, men, we don't say much. So everything seemed to be okay. But when I was about to leave, I said to the doc, oh, by the way, when I'm exercising, I feel pain in my chest. And she got very concerned. She pulled out everything, the machines and all that. She said, why didn't you say this a long time? Well, the end of the story, what happened is I was diagnosed with what they call angina, which really was artery disease or blockage. Ooh. And because of that, she directed me, of course, to the doctors that deal with this. I went to see Dr. Patrick Cargill, and after meeting with him, they're doing all the tests and all of that, and Dr. Dwayne Sands. And what was found out was I had blockage in the artery, and the recommendation was open heart surgery.
Yeah, which is when they go into the heart, an open heart surgery. They go in, put a stent in somewhere to obviously cause flow to happen to unblock the arteries. A very serious surgery.
Very invasive, very serious. When my family heard about this, they said, "Okay, we gotta have a second opinion." So they took me over to the U.S. Cleveland Clinic. Of course, they said that there's a less invasive method. They went and did all the tests and found it to be the same. I had 4 blocked arteries. And so they said they can do the stent, but they can go through my arm or my groin. So of course I said, let's do it through the arm by the wrist. And so that all was arranged. They said it should have taken 3 hours to do it. Miraculously, a man of God, I say it as a miracle, in an hour and a half, they had clear up the 4 arteries. I had 3 stents in, they were able to clear up the other. And as a result of that, of course, I was put on a whole lot of medication. Okay, Crestor, the aspirin, a barrage of medication. And so I left there and had to completely change my diet. I'm more on a plant-based, etc. Fast forward to 2019, I was still go moving and going. I had tried to stay to my diet. 2019, something else happened. My wife, one time I got home and I was looking in the car. It was hot summer day, and I was doing something in the hood. She came out to say, "Why are you out here looking in the hood?" And that was just, I looked to respond to her, but she tells me the story later that I began to just stare, and I froze and started dribbling. And of course, here again, they had to call the doctors in and all that. And then the diagnosis from this was, I made some notes to myself here, seizure, absent seizure. And so here is something else again. And so once again, I had to go through the test. Family took me over to the Cleveland Clinic, and more medication. Keppra.
So by this time, a ton of medication, it sounds like.
A ton of medication. So one of the things that happened as a result of this was the medication was, I guess, doing what it should do, but with these chemicals and medication, there's the effects.
Side effects.
So here, fast forward to April 2021. My wife and I were watching, I think it's called Beyond the Headlines with Clint Watson, and there was this lady on, I think Helen De La Jose, I think, who you're going to host, and they were talking about this Sanki products, and I heard about it, and we said to each other, I got to find out about this, and so we called the number, and we will send a link to watch video and all, and all of that, and we did that. And then observing the persons who were there, I saw the name of a pastor who I was working with, Pastor Barbara Evans. And I called her up and I said, "Man, I'm interested in these products. There was the other side where you can make some money, but I just wanted to be a customer. I wanted to get
just the products,
And so right away they recommend the Belage, and then of course the Conwy Fire. What was happening also as a result of these? I wasn't sleeping well. Also was prescribed to me a medication for sleep. I think it was called Lorazepam. I normally search all of these medicine. I find out that this was one of the medication that a famous star that we all know was taken before he died.
To try and bring him down.
Yes, and I say, whoa, because one of the things about this, it caused you to sleep. Yes, I slept, but during the day I was sleeping also. I was still not restful. My body was still tired. I was still weary, and there was a host of other things. So right away, when I heard about this, I contacted, like I say, Pastor Evans, and I right away got on to taking the Belage. And during the listening to some of the presentation, I would ask the question, what can these do for me in my situation? And I think it was Dr. Franco who had said that what basically is happening in the body is inflammation and the blood is not flowing, which of course
circulation.
I had blood circulation problem. And so what the Belage does, I was told it caused circulation, okay, and it caused the blood to be able to move. And so after taking that, I noticed the difference. I got energy, and I guess circulation began to happen. Then of course for the sleep, because my wife said to me, I don't think you need to take that tablet for sleep. So we start with the Canute Fire. Listen here. When I took that, I slept like a baby, woke up and refreshed, energetic. And they said that it resets your body. And here's the thing. My normal weight is about 155. And when I checked the doctor, I had gone up to 165, put on like 10 pounds. And so I wasn't working out or exercising. I should have tried to do my best. But just from taking the Canute Fire, I started in April to now, I've lost 10 pounds.
So the Canute Fire, you're saying, as a result of drinking that, of course, you've been drinking the Belage as well, but the Canute Fire caused your body to now be placed in a fat burning mode, and you've lost that 10 pounds that you gained.
So that's like a side benefit for me. So now every day, not only me, my wife, my family, we have a grandchild new, and I'm sure you, if I mention the name, you'll be well familiar. Of course, my name is Wendell Lewis, and I'm closely with somebody called Wendy Lewis. Knight.
She's named after you.
And so now, one time our grandbaby came by, and we were drinking the Canute Fire, and she just into anything, and she said, "Papa, and so we gave her some, and not a whole lot." But the next morning, we got a call from Wendy saying, "What did you give to my baby?" She slept through the whole, because normally.
Wait a minute, you gave the baby, because I know the baby might be about a year or so now.
2 years. She's 2 years now.
Oh, 2. Dang, it's been 2 years since they won my show. Wow. But what I'm saying is, you gave the 2-year-old baby. So that goes to show then that these products, not only are they natural, but they're safe even for children to use.
Thank you very much. 2-year-old, not a whole lot, just a couple of teaspoons. But the amazing thing is, she went home and she slept. And Wendy called us the next morning and said, "What drugs?" I said, "What did you?" Well, afterwards, when we explained, she said, "There's got to be some drugs in that." She said the babe Z slept straight through the night, woke up the next morning, not cranky, but active, because normally she would not sleep, and when she wake up, she would be cranky. And so now the whole family, everyone in our house is taking it. We have Wendy and Dyson taking it.
Well, they need it, because they're energy packed.
Thank you. I'm spreading the good news. Like I say, we're on all the products now. I'm sharing it, especially with pastors. Now, I understand in this business, there are a whole lot of doctors who are verifying this. We understand it's not a medication. It is a system that causes your body to do the things it should do to heal itself. And so I'm sharing this good news with pastors. I'm saying to pastors that this is like the gospel. It's good news. And so I'm trying. What else
have you noticed with your health or your wife since starting to take the products in April? We are
full of energy. We are living a life like we've just begun. We're energetic. We're always together, and we're sharing the good news. We're sharing it all. She's sharing it with her friends. I'm sharing with my friends and pastors, and I'm saying to them, I said to a fellow pastor, I said, "Listen, this is like the gospel. This is good news. You've got to share this with your parishioner. You've got to share this with your people. You've got to let them know that you can have health in this world." As a matter of fact, one of the scriptures in the Bible says, "Beloved, beyond all things, I wish that you would prosper and be in
health, even as your soul prospers." Absolutely.
So we want to live as long as we can on this earth in
a good quality of life, exactly, which includes good health.
Exactly. So I want to live to be as long as God allow me to be on this earth, but I want to be in good health. I don't want to be placed in an old folks home. I want to be sitting around, but I want to be able to contribute to my society, to my children, my grandchildren, great-grand, wherever. And so that's my story about Canute Fire. About the Sanki products and about what it's done for my life, and I'm going to continue to share it. And I just thank God for Sanki Global and for Dr. Rudan, Pastor Barbara, and all the good folks who shared this. And I'm going to continue to do this.
Well, I thank you very much, Pastor Wendell Lewis, for sharing your story. And it's great that you are feeling 100% better. In fact, 1,000%. And you look great. And also, of course, for sharing your Sanki Global story with everybody who's watching and with us today.
Amen. Let me say this. The last time I went to my doctor, because I go to 2 doctors, one for the cardio and then one now for the other thing, for the seizures. So I was seeing the doctor every month. Okay, so I went to see the doctor last month. And as he looked, as a matter of fact, he took me off some of the meds and he said, "Okay, I don't need to see you."
That's the best thing you always want to hear. You know something is effective when your doctor starts taking away some medication.
And here it is. Now he said, "I don't have to see you until 6 months."
Oh, wow. That made you feel good, huh?
Oh, yes.
Listen, you all, health, good health. And when you achieve good health, it removes stress. And when a doctor can go and start lessening medications or taking away medications, it removes just the stress of it all. It is worth the investment in your health, right? Right, Pastor Wendell Lewis?
Man, and he said to me, "Whatever you're doing, continue to do." And I want to say to God be the glory.
Awesome. I thank you very much, Pastor Wendell Lewis, for sharing with us This is awesome. This is Loretta Mealing says, I'm from Brooklyn. Thanks for sharing. That's Brooklyn, New York, by the way. Thank you very much. And thank you all of you for streaming. Thank you so much. Anishka Miller says, these products sound very good. I thank you all so much. So listen, Stacy, you be quiet in the live stream. That's what you do. Everybody else, thank you all for streaming. Thank you for streaming. Listen, Dr. Ruthan, let's bring in whoever else you have to bring in. Let's go. Let's keep it moving. I thank you all for streaming. Do share the live stream. Rhonda Burrows, it's good to have you, ma'am, on the special edition of the conversation today, talking about Sanki Global. Are you there, Rhonda? Hi, Rhonda.
Let's try somebody else. Let me bring somebody else.
I am here.
There she is. There she is.
Okay. Hi, Rhonda. Hi. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Shanique. Your old friend here. How are you?
I am wonderful, thank you. I am wonderful. You here in Nassau?
Yeah, I'm at the beach. What you call it? The RAL, the soccer fit right now because we're doing some.
Wait a minute, Rhonda. Is that you?
Yes, it's me.
The Miss Bahamas pageant?
Yes!
Rhonda, oh my God. Listen, you guys don't know. Rhonda, I knew Rhonda from, well, we ain't gonna say when. But from the Miss Bahamas, and Rhonda, your body was amazing then. I mean, gee, I imagine you haven't changed much since then.
No.
Well, that's because you
haven't changed.
No, because you've always been athletic and into fitness and health and all that. So I know that. Well, listen, speaking of being, okay. Well, listen, you have been an avid person who was into fitness and health from the time I know you from the beauty pageant days. And her and I competed in the same pageant. Yes, I did that. I did that at one point. And so I know, right? But
good experience, man. Good experience.
Very good experience. And from the time I knew Rhonda. And Rhonda was Rhonda Saunders back then, right?
That's right.
See, I remember. So you see, I remember. So from the time I knew Rhonda, though, Rhonda has been lean and just the greatest body. You could tell she was obviously into health and fitness. At that time, I didn't even know what health and fitness was. But Rhonda loved exercising, etc. And just looking at her, obviously, you can see she's continued that. So what drew you then, Rhonda? Somebody who someone may look at and say, what Rhonda got to be attracted to health and wellness, a health and wellness company that produces health and wellness products for? Someone may ask that question. So what pulled you into Sanki Global and the Sanki Global products?
Well, one of the main things that, as you know, as we get older, the body starts to change. And believe it or not, that's when I was seeking, and I'm like, God, you got to bring something around, because I've been trying supplements and what have you, and they were not working. They'll work for a spell, and it's called I call it the change of life. Many of us will say menopause, but guess what? And we need to stop sugarcoating it. It is what it is. And that was one of my challenges. And a lot of other women, and even to this day, there's still a lot of women that's actually covering it up. But when I tried Sanki and understanding what Sanki was all about, and just tried it, I tell you, my body just started to feel so amazing. I'm like, okay, I'm eating right, drinking right, and now I have the right supplements, because like I said, if I put in the wrong, I could use like vitamins for like maybe 3 months, and then afterward, it just doesn't work any longer. And then I'm like, no, I like to be athletic. I'm athletic, and I like to be busy. I like to be moving. So when I was introduced to Large, Inner 7, Quinn Fire, and Hasaki, I was like, okay, this is it. And believe you me,
Rhonda, you were saying, Rhonda, break it just slow. You were saying, Rhonda, as a woman of a particular age, and you began experiencing menopause symptoms, you were saying that is what got your attention to say, let you try this. You there, Rhonda? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And after getting on, you mentioned those 4 products
I'm here.
that you're
I
on.
hear you. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned those 4 products that you're on that the company is known for, those 4 products. Talk about how they have changed this whole menopause experience for you.
One of the things that I noticed was energy level. When I just didn't have that kind of energy. I didn't have the focus. gastritis and, heartburns, all that yucky stuff, heart palpitation, focus. It was just gone. I didn't have the tolerance to deal with a baby, with nobody. And after taking the Ballards, because then what I noticed too, that the circulation started happening in my body. I was able to move much more. I was able to have that energy that I always had. And then what I noticed too, that once I started taking the Ballards, I didn't have that many problems with gas or what have you, or heartburns. And then with pH levels and the magnesium and the potassium, it just even exploded even more, because now I'm putting the right minerals inside my body. So my body, when I tell you, I feel almost like I'm 30. Hey, don't try to guess my age here.
No.
But I'm just telling you, it does amazing things. And the canoe at nighttime, just being able to sleep, because one of the things too is your sleep pattern, you just don't have it most of the time. You might get up every 2 hours, and that's not healthy for anybody, because as we know in Sanki, we always say you've got to sleep better. So that canoe fire helped me to sleep better. And also with it, I noticed that sometimes if I don't even work out, I can still feel whatever little fat that's on me. I feel it moving and changing, and I can get my arms back.
Wonder what fat?
Yeah, I'm being really.
Oh my God. Okay, let's talk about Rhonda. Let's talk about a mature woman and the typical, what many women say is weight gain during menopause. Did you see yourself gaining a few pounds during this time?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So you gained a little
totally.
pudge.
I gained weight, and I'm like, what? No, not a stomach.
Oh, see, I tell you all, this chick's stomach, she could be on Sports Illustrated. So Rhonda, okay, so you gain a little something here and there, right? After getting on these products, speak to that for these women as well. Not just the symptoms have drastically decreased for you, but after getting on the products, talk about the fact that do you still carry the little extra whatever it is here or there?
No. And that's what I'm saying. I work out almost every day. But for the average person, you don't really have to. A little walking is fine, but I just feel better. I could just see areas of my body that I would have had a struggle with. And most of our problems of female, it would either be the stomach or we call it the love handles, or even the hips or the thighs. I could look at myself and okay, oh, I could fit back in this skirt, or I could fit back in this dress. And most persons like yourself would probably say, well, you didn't have that much weight to be talking about. But yeah, for me, being a type of person,
the individual always knows.
5
Exactly.
pounds.
The individual knows.
Sanki has, let me tell you something. It's been a life-changing, and I'm just encouraging women, even men, trust me, get on the products, even your kids. It's amazing. Energy level after working out, take the products, the Ballards and the Inner 7 to bring back what you've lost from the workout. It's just, it's a whole mindset thing. And I'm telling you, my mind, I went walking with my doctor the other day, and she's like,
with your doctor, that's nice.
Like, yeah, she and I was walking, and she's like, oh my God, these products have done amazing things for you. Look at your skin.
So also, she knows about the product. She knows about the products as well that you on them.
I gave her some that Saturday, and then she and I went walking that Monday. And she looked at me, she's like, oh my God, you look so good. And I'm not trying to honk my own horn. I'm just telling you, the Lord we serve is good, along with the products, along with eating right, along with drinking your water. It's all, you have to do the whole dynamics. You just can't just do one.
The whole thing. Mindset.
Okay.
Mindset.
And somebody just yesterday, there's like, God, you look good. What are you doing? And if it's how I'm going to talk, yes, you have to.
Listen, guys, I am so happy to speak with Rhonda because it's been, I don't know how many years since I've seen Rhonda. And when I recognized her just now, Rhonda, please don't go. I don't know. I know your internet is having an issue, but I don't know where Anishka Miller figures she remembers you, but she said, Miss Rhonda Saunders was one of the most beautiful in that particular pageant. And I'm happy you didn't call the year, Anishka, because I don't need Stacy to know that. It's amazing how
Oh,
she looks
wow.
the same. Taking care of yourself really pays off. Yes, it does. Absolutely, it does. Karen Barr says, I am passionate about exercising. Eula Saunders Gibson says, I'm sleeping at night now because the hot flashes used to keep me up at night. The products are amazing. Oh, so this, Rhonda, Eula Saunders Gibson also uses the products and said that she was having issues sleeping. Now she's sleeping at night.
I'm telling you.
And apparently not having the hot flashes. And so, listen, continue to comment. Do share the live broadcast. Do share. Get some other people in here, particularly women and men, of course. No, Stacey, menopause isn't men on pause. Get the women.
But men go through menopause, you know.
Men have their own menopause.
Men go on it too. Men have problems too.
Yes, they actually do. They tell you they could be worse than women sometimes. I mean, but listen, Rhonda, if I give you an opportunity for a final comment. By the way, Rhonda, did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Sanki Global works 100% of the time for. Go again.
Did you hear the comment from Anishka Miller? She said she remembered you. She said she remembered you in the pageant and you were stunning then and you're stunning now. If you can repeat your final comment, we didn't hear you.
I just want to say Sanki Global works 100% of the time for 100% of the people. Get on board, do what you have to do, because guess what? You only have one life to live. And if you don't do it now, don't wait till somebody has to force you to do it. Do it now. I've always been into health and fitness from I was a kid, off as you get older. Don't let somebody else to force you to do it. Do it.
I remember, trust me, I remember you from
that's my final comment.
Bahamas.
With God's help and prayer, you can do it.
Absolutely, I agree. And I remember you from Almas Bahamas season, and like I said, you were in excellent shape then, and you look like you're in excellent shape now. Rhonda Burrows, thank you so much for stopping by sharing with us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yes, absolutely, and wonderful seeing you. You guys, you are watching a special edition of The Conversation, Sanki Global. Sanki Global, of course, is a nutrition supplement, food-based company with 4 staple products in the company. You heard a number of people already, Dr. Wendell Lewis and Rhonda Burrows, who, wow, it's so awesome seeing her, talk about that, the fact that they take all 4 of the products and how it's helped them in their individual areas and their needs and what it is that they needed addressed. And even just Rhonda, somebody who has always been an avid health and wellness person, a fitness person that I know of, from the time I knew her to today, but also was just having, issues with maturing in life. And those issues, she says, have been addressed, including the extra few pounds that she also put on. She says that those are also, everything is just balanced now. That's it, balanced. And so it's good to hear from them. Let's go. Let's keep this moving, Ruthann. Let's keep this moving. Yvette, it's good to see you, Yvette Munroe. Good afternoon to you. Welcome to The Conversation. Unmute. Okay, good. Yvette, are you there? Your audio is having an issue. Okay, we'll try get Yvette sorted out. If not, Yvette, what to do is go into the live feed and share your testimony. I hope someone points it out to me and I will read it. Of course, I'll absolutely read it. Berlinda Miller, hi, good afternoon to you and welcome. Yes, welcome to the special edition of The Conversation, focused on Sanki Global, the Sanki Global products, and the fact that so many of you have been using it. And now today you want to let the rest of the country know, for those who have not heard or perhaps heard about it and need reminding, please, Berlinda, do share your experience with us.
My experience, I began taking Sanki in February of this year. Last year, September, I had eye surgery, both eyes. 2003, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, and it affects, it affects your eyesight. and Lady Wade introduced me to the Sanki product. So I began taking. I was reluctant at first, like many people. I was reluctant, but I started taking it February of this year, and I went to the doctor in January to have my eyes checked, and they told me that if my eyes continue in the way it was going, I would have to have 2 injections in my eye.
Oh.
So I said, one is enough, because I don't like it. I'm claustrophobic. So I started taking the product. I started with the Balage and the Inner 7. I would mix both together. And when I went back, after taking it for about 3 weeks, I went back to the doctor and I sat there. I see them. They kept testing. They kept testing. They kept testing. So when Dr. Russell came in, Dr. Russell said, well, then they say, you know that you were supposed to be taking a 2nd injection today. I said, no. So she said, don't worry about that. I said, you don't have to take it. So I said, I don't. So she said, no.
So Berlinda, wait a minute. You started taking the Balage and the
Inner 7
February of this year.
Yes.
When guys, when she say taking, she means drinking it, because it's everything is powdered. Yes, powdered mixes.
Right, I mixed.
Right. Okay. So when did you go to the eye doctor?
I went back the first week in March.
So from February to March, the doctor tells you you no longer need that 2nd injection. So what else? I imagine that left a huge burden off your shoulders. And what else did he say to you?
He said, you can, the only thing I had to do was put the drop in my eyes once a day. 4 times a day. And to keep my eyes, because I have dry eyes, I would have to put it in my eyes 4 times a day just to keep it moistened. I'm supposed to go back again the same month to check and see if it's in the same direction. But really and truly, taking the Blush and the Inner 7 together, that's done remarkable things, because I'm also, as I told you, I was diagnosed in 2003 with type 2 diabetes, and I couldn't get my A1C to drop below a 13 for nothing in the world. So you know what my doctor did? She put me on insulin. When I went in January, I took my A1C test in January. And when I took it, it was still the 13. I said, my God, I say, man, all this I'm doing, I'm exercising, I'm eating right. So you know what I did? March, the same month that I went back to the eye doctor, I went back to my, the doctor for the diabetic.
Right. Just to see if anything is different.
My A1C was a 6.7.
Wow.
From a yeah. From
and
a
that's the first, and this is the first time since you were diagnosed.
First time ever. 6.7. And they asked me what was I doing. So I said, well, I started eating right. I eat my vegetables and I eat my protein and I exercise. Not knowing that the Balage and the Inner 7 also was playing a vital part in that dropping of my A1C. And well, there are lots of women here. I don't mind. I haven't taken insulin from February.
Oh, wow.
I'm supposed to go back to her, the same doctor again this month. And if we have on again, I will give my testimony again to see where my A1C is.
Wow,
but when you stop taking your diabetic medicine, you always, like women, they always get a yeast infection. Nothing has happened. No, ma'am, nothing. I have no sluggishness, nothing. April, I started taking the Canoe Fire also. That relaxes me. When you see I finish during the day, I take my shower and I drink a warm cup. I put that in 8 ounces of water. I drink a warm cup of that same Canoe Fire. And that would, in less than 15, 20 minutes, I'm off to sleep. Next thing I know, my alarm is going off at 5:30 in the morning. It is really a great product. It works 100%. I had a little blister on my toe because I have to watch out how I wear my shoes. But I wear it every day since we went back to, because I'm a teacher. I went back to school and I would wear my shoes every day. When my niece looked at my shoes, when I said, there's something on your toe. So when I looked at it, I said, oh yeah. And my sister-in-law said, you don't feel that? No. So Mrs. Lady Wade told me, said, if you don't want to drink the inner 7, put it in some olive oil. You can put it in the olive oil, or you can put it on whatever lesion you have, and it would dry it up. Because my blister on my toe, I started that about 2 months ago. After 2 weeks, it was dried up and all gone. 2 little black dots was on 2 other toes, and they are all gone.
Well, that's good, because I just did. I'm happy to hear that for you, Berlinda, because I just did a show with Dr. Danny Johnson talking about diabetic foot and all the issues. And so you were saying, even with just drinking these products, that whatever the issue was would look like it was going to be happening with your feet, it no longer exists.
No longer. Because they also told me that it would deform your feet. It would make it, shift another way. But no. Now I don't have anything wrong with my feet. Nothing is wrong with my feet.
Well, that's good. Good to hear.
I also started giving the Pronute Fire to my mommy. My mom is 85 years old. And she couldn't raise her left arm for nothing in the world for years. And after 2 months, 5 days after I started giving it to her, this is the 3rd month now, but 5 days after I started giving her the Pronute Fire, when I look, I see I took something to her to eat. When I look, she stretched out that left arm. And Shanique, I don't know if you remember watching the Flintstones. You know how they had to use the chisel to write on this tablet. Well, that image of her lifting her arm is etched in my mind. And every time I say, thank you, Jesus, she just reached out her arm to get her food, that same left arm. That Pronute Fire,
wow.
And Balash, those things, they work. They work. No,
wow.
But it must be consistent. Consistency is the key. Always be consistent. Don't start today, not tomorrow, not the next day, and do it. No, you must be consistent. And right now, she done asked me a little while ago if I'm not going to give her some of Mrs. Wade's tea, because that's what she calls it. Because Mrs. Wade, Lady Wade, she's the one that introduced me and my mommy to it.
So now your mommy, now your mommy hooked.
Yes,
but for good reason, because as you said, the issue she is having with her left arm.
Now she can lift that. She said to me, one day I went to bathe her up, and she said to me, says, Linda, remember when I used to lift my arm, it used to come like 1 inch off of her leg. That's the highest she could have lifted that. Now she's lifting that above her head.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
After 5 days of giving her that tea.
Wow.
That's
this is the Pronute.
Yes. The Pronute Fire.
Pronute Fire tea. Yes.
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 That
well, listen. Don't you go anywhere. You stay right there. We were trying to get Yvette Munroe on, and she was having issues with her audio, so she sent a message in. So here's what she said. I started Sanki products nearly 2 months ago. I suffered from insomnia, constipation, sinus issues for years. And to finally find products like Pronute Fire that puts me to sleep without using over-the-counter sleep aids, I now have regular, soft, not hard bowel movements, and my sinus issues have tremendously improved. Also, she says, Berlinda, she says, my husband had an abdominal procedure postponed twice. Maybe because God had Sanki Global for us to try. I love these products, and I thank God for my friend, Lady Cindy Wade, who introduced me to them. And so she said her husband had a stomach procedure, abdominal procedure postponed twice. because obviously he is feeling a lot better, and the doctor's
Now.
probably saying it's not necessary anymore, and they're gonna just watch him for now.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's true. Because
Mhm.
that's what happened to my eyes.
Wow.
I don't have to take my surgery. Man, I can't take that anymore. No.
Yeah, that injection in the eye was a little deep. Yeah, that was a bit much.
Yes.
And so, listen, Berlinda. First of all, I'm happy for your improved health and your excellent health,
Thank you.
for and your mom as well, and for sharing the experience and your experience with us. I will give you an opportunity for a final comment.
Those of you that are having, this issue with saying, man, I don't think it's gonna work for me. That's the same thing I was saying. That's not gonna work for me. Your energy level goes up, like Rhonda those was saying. Your energy level goes up. You must eat right. Take the product. Just try it. Just try it for 1 week. I want everybody just to try it for 1 week, and you all would see the results. The results are true, and I give a thumbs up for Sanki.
Okay, thank you, Berlinda, and continued good health, and just even more and more. I love health and wellness. It's something I've been passionate about since 2017. So to hear great stories of recovered health, weight loss, of issues being addressed is really something that I am always happy to share. And so we're going to now talk to Anastasia. Anastasia, welcome to this special edition of The Conversation, where we are telling the stories of Sanki Global, the stories of improved health, the stories of no longer needing a surgery, just stories that a number of people like yourself have to share. Are you there, Anastasia? Hi, Anastasia, are you there? If anybody has any questions in the live stream, any questions for anyone, any comments, perhaps you have your own experience that you would like to share, certainly, of course, do that. Share the live stream. It's good to have you all streaming live with us today. I'm Shanique Miller, and this is a special edition of Sanki Global, Sanki Health. 4 staple products from Sanki Global. You've heard a number of people this afternoon talk about their experience with using the 4 products. You've heard them talk about what happened as a result of them using the 4 products. Some of them only 2 products. You heard, I think it was just Berlinda a minute ago, talk about the fact that she used the Belage and the Inner 7, and she mixed those together, and they help with her eyes, and also her diabetes issues, that her A1C is normal, at a 6 point something, a 6.7, she said. I think that is what she said. And so just sharing great stories of good health, recovered health, and also just continue to hear the good news of many of our people in this country getting healthy, a country that really has a high rate of obesity, has a high rate of non-communicable diseases, chronic illnesses, and obviously getting some help and assistance. And so we're very happy to share that. Hi, Anastasia, how are you? Good afternoon, Anastasia, are you there? If you've frozen, go out and come back in, and we are right here waiting for you.
Yes.
Hi, Anastasia.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, I am well, thank you. Can you give us, please, an example of your experience? What drew you to Sanki Global and the products?
Okay, well, my experience is from an athlete's standpoint. But I first started the products last year, June 2020. And at the time, I was just trying. A friend introduced them to me. Being an athlete, I'm very cautious of what I ingest or nutrition I taken and so forth. But so I just would try them. And at the time, I was suffering from back pain from a bad fall I had in April. Back spasms, couldn't sleep at night, pain. It was awful. And after using the products, I noticed after 3 days, pain had subsided. And I was like, wait a minute, this can't be. But I, continued after I had the 4-day pack. I continued using them, and sure enough, my back pain from then to now has not returned. I'm sleeping better. I'm feeling better emotionally. And then fast
So you
forward.
too have experienced an improved sleep and quality of
Yes,
sleep.
quality of sleep, yes. Emotionally, I feel better, energized. And like I said, fast forward to October last year. I'm a marathon runner, and we were training to run the New York Marathon, 26 miles. And, with the pandemic and lockdown, everything, exercise was limited. So instead of 16 weeks training, we had 10 weeks. And I said, oh boy, I don't know, about this. I hurt my back. I'm not feeling any pain, but I still don't know, the extent of the injury. So anyway, I trained and I said, yeah, well, I'll give it a try. Up to the day before, I was still feeling a bit hesitant, but I said, I'll do it. I trained this far. And I went there and I ran a 26 miles. And I also ran a 19-minute personal record.
Yes.
And I was
Congratulations.
like, wow, my goodness. Right. And, usually at mile 18, 20, I say, hit the wall. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't go any further. But at mile 18, I was just feeling energized and ready to go. And I didn't realize until after I didn't hit the wall. But it was just energy, out of this world. And it was amazing. And I use all 4 products. I use the Inner 7, the Balage. I used to put, when I running, I put the Inner 7 and Balage in my water. And that gives me energy. I no longer have to use all those energy gels that I used to take before. When I'm done running, I take the Asaki for, protein. I take the Chronovi at night and, helps me sleep better. And like I said, the products are awesome. My daughter used to complain of period cramps. She no longer complains of that. I give it to her every day, and she no longer complains of menstrual cramps. Yeah, so I can say from an athlete's point of view, I've seen an increase in my performance. I'm now training for London and Boston virtual marathon.
Wow,
October.
You're just adding more on to this, what this routine is.
And I'm banking on Sanki products for another personal record. So like I said, there's, and as Rhonda mentioned too, menopause. I have no hot flashes and all those other issues, that women complain about. And Thursday, I went to purchase some lumber because I do woodwork. And the guy who was serving me said, well, how old are you? Do you want to ask me your age? So I pulled on my mask. How do I look? And he said, 35.
Look at you fishing for compliments.
I'm 50 plus. I'm 50 plus, right? And
so how old did he say you looked?
35, 36.
Well, congratulations, madam.
So I'm like, oh, wow, thank you very much. So, like Rhonda said, they help, with your skin, your complexion, how it makes you look young because you feel better. And what's inside shows on the outside. So
yes, absolutely.
So it's overall, it's mental, physically, emotional. I feel better in all areas. So I recommend. I recommend, like you say, it's not just a health issue, but athletes as well. It increases, improves the performance.
And it's natural, so it won't show up as something.
It's natural, exactly, all natural. Like I said, as an athlete, I have to be careful what I, I eat, what I drink, and so forth. So.
Okay, well, Anastasia, thank you. Anastasia, thank you so much for sharing. And you all heard us say, listen, it also turns back the how you say, the hands of the clock or something. Yeah, it's I tell you, she got people asking if she's 35, 36. Girl, go ahead, sis. Go ahead. Take it where you can get it. That's awesome. So listen, I thank you, Anastasia, for speaking with us. We are going to take a break, and this break isn't a regular break, so you all don't move. You all going to see the transformation of someone, I think a young boy who had cerebral palsy. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but that is exactly what you're going to see right now. And the fact that his mother gave him this, a lady rather, please forgive me, it's a lady. The fact is, you can see the story. And so she's been taking these products, and you're going to see exactly what her experience has been. Watch this.
Greetings, everyone. I am Latifa Mani Akram. I'm 73 years young, and I live in Tampa, Florida, USA. I am honored to share with you a personal, extraordinary life experience. About 2 months ago, I had a telephone conversation with a friend and business associates, Miss Jennifer Charles, whom I met through my son. Jennifer and I immediately discovered that we had several things in common and a spiritual connection that quickly had us relate to each other as mom and daughter. During a telephone conversation, Jennifer mentioned that about a year ago, on Mother's Day, she had contracted Bell's palsy, which is a collapse of the 7th cranial nerve that runs along the side of the face and manifests in stroke-like symptoms. During that conversation, I shared with Jennifer that 31 years ago, on March 3rd, 1990, I went to bed with an earache and woke up with Bell's palsy, which was also my mother's birthday. At that time, I was pregnant and could not be treated by usual medications offered by the medical community. I was devastated by my experience and researched the condition and everything that was available during that time, to include muscle stimulation, exercises, acupuncture, various vitamins, diet changes, and you name it, I tried it. Jennifer shared with me her experience of successful recovering of nerves, cells, and muscle activation in her face with the use of Sanki Global supplements, which really caught my attention. As a result of that discussion, I attended a Sanki Global presentation in Fort Lauderdale the following weekend to get more information about these supplements, even though no possibility had been revealed to me for 31 years. I was even discouraged by family members who were of the opinion that after 31 years, this recovery was not possible for me. At the conference, I was given a gift, a 2-week supply of Balaj and Crenute Fire. I also had a cough and asthma at the time and was given a cup of the Balaj and experienced instant relief from coughing. I was even more excited to get home to try the supplements for my Bell's palsy. About a week later, and receipt of an additional order, I personally started taking the supplements on a consistent basis. After about 2 days, and to my surprise, I began to experience sharp pain in my inner ear and along the side of my face, sore throat, as well as a loud humming sound after 31 years of nothing in that area. Once I conferred with Jennifer and determined that what my body was experiencing was also her experience as part of the healing process, I was more relaxed. The pain soon subsided and was replaced with sensations of mild nerve tingling in my face. The sore throat was gone, and the strengthened muscles in my face allowed me to chew food on both sides of my mouth. After about a month on the Sanki supplements, my recovery thus far has been miraculous. My sinus cavities are open and clear. I have nerve sensations in my eyelids, eyebrows, and my nose. I am experiencing muscle strength, contractions in my jaw. My blood pressure, when I went to the doctors, was 108/80 after about 20 years of medications for high blood pressure. I am sleeping better as a result of balancing out issues with my thyroid medications taken since I was age 23. My body is no longer plagued with mucus, which allowed me to abstain from all asthma pumps and inhalers, which started about the same time as the Bell's palsy. I look forward to continued progress with my experience with the Sanki supplements and highly recommend the same for others. This is truly a gift from the Creator to all of humanity. Thank you, Sanki Global, and I pray for health and healing for all. Thank you.
Are you ready for your health to be disrupted? Sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you seeking an all-natural alternative to some of the top health issues? Heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, obesity, and so much more? Learn about Sanki Global's 50-year-old all-natural formulas that are backed with nutrigenomics and nanotechnology that reverse, recover, and restore your health. Join us June 10th through the 16th every night at 9 p.m. at www.sanki242.com. That's www.sanki242.com. For more information, contact your local Sanki rep or call 439-2425.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the conversation. That was amazing, right? I didn't even catch. I thank you, Anishka Miller, for asking when you said, is that lady 73? I think that's what you asked. I didn't even catch that part because I was just like, caught up in her story. Wow, yeah, no, she does look good. If you, by the way, everybody was asking for information on how to get the products. There is a WhatsApp number in the live stream, 242-439-2425. 242-439-2425. This is me holding up the phone to see. But yeah, so listen, make sure use that cell number. That is Dr. Ruth Ann Newton Lightborn, and she will be able to assist you with getting the products. Dr. Ruth Ann Newton Lightborn, are you going to join us or? Okay, listen, that is amazing. You too have a story that you can share with everybody. By the way, everybody, this is a special edition of The Conversation featuring Sanki Global, and you heard the testimonies of several, one man and several ladies talking about their experiences, and you heard a number of them with different experiences, but all talking about success with the Sanki Global system of products. And so, Dr. Ruth Ann Newton Lightborn, tell us about your experience, how Sanki Global and the products have impacted your life.
Well, for me personally, for those that don't know my story, back in 2015, it started with a scratch on my back, a strip in my eye, my left eye. In fact, I could see above it, could see below it, but couldn't see through it. And that would have been January 2015. By May of 2015, when I'd gone to a doctor, a naturopath up in the States, I went to the States walking. By the time I got back, I was literally in a wheelchair. I came home in a wheelchair. It was like, what? And as soon as I came home, I remember I wanted to come home for my son's graduation. And I remember the natural doctor coming to the house in the States, like, who does that? And saying, Ruth Ann, I don't think you should go. I think you need to rest. I think you need to really let your body heal, And of course, we Bahamian women, don't tell me what to do. So I came home, and literally the day of my son's graduation, Shanique, where do you think I ended up? In the Rand Memorial Hospital. And I couldn't go to his graduation. I couldn't walk. The pain was getting ridiculous. I couldn't get up. It was insane. Okay. And so from this happening, as soon as I got in there, earlier in the year, I had done a ANA test and it came back double-stranded. So they said I had discoid lupus, which is skin lupus. And I was like, but I don't have no lesions. So that don't make sense. Because when you start doing your medical Google, you become a doctor.
I tell you, which can just throw you in every direction.
Either you're alive or you're fully dead.
Oh.
So when I looked at discoid lupus, it said lesions. I didn't see lesions. So I went back and I was like, okay, this ain't making no sense. Y'all say I have discoid lupus. So because of the double-stranded ANA, they said, okay, you have lupus SLE. Which means systemic lupus, means it's going to attack all your organs. And then when I went into the hospital and I couldn't walk, my legs were just like, bleh. Then they were like, oh, you have transverse myelitis on top of that. So I was like, what? And so the following year in 2016, I went back to the States and I was diagnosed after, these battery of tests, of course, I think nearly a 4.5-hour MRI from top to bottom. They found something called, what they called it, an Acupon 4 test that came back positive. They clinically diagnosed me with a rare disorder called NMO, or Devick's disease is the old name for it, but it's neuromyelitis optica. I think about 5,000 to 7,000 persons in the whole of the United States have it. So it's a very rare disorder. And it's kind of like an evil cousin of multiple sclerosis. So it's basically neuro, of course, with the brain, myelitis, myelin sheath on the back of your spinal column, and optica, meaning your eye. So in 2017, I fell into a coma. And when I came out of the coma in February, I lost sight in my left eye. My right arm was completely numb. Like I couldn't do anything at all. Literally to the point one day I cut myself in my wheelchair and didn't even know until my caregiver was like, Miss Ruth Ann, your arm is bleeding. And so that's how numb it was. Like I can't feel it all at all. So, losing sight in the left eye, not being able to feel with the right arm, being a graphic designer, my right arm is the way I write. I had to learn how to do everything with my left side of my body, which I have. I don't make excuses for anything that's going on. I just say, God has a reason and a purpose and a vision. So I got to just stay focused, And so with that being said, in 2019, after Dorian, this island in Grand Bahama was depressed. You and I, Shanique, have spoken about that so many times. The trees were depressed in Grand Bahama, okay? And I remember being asked to come to a meeting. And I was like, no, I good. Like, no, thanks. I'm good. And one of the individuals, one of my friends, Miss Dawn Lee, she was like, no, if you're going to be in charge, if they want you to be in charge, you have to be there. And I was like, listen, first of all, I'm in a wheelchair. Second of all, I don't travel, especially in my wheelchair. Fourth of all, who got in with me? So my girlfriend made arrangements for me to have a caregiver in the States. Shanique, I got on the boat and went. And it was so funny. I knew it was a God move because my mom's coworker just happened to be going to the United States on a Tuesday. Now, Shanique, us Bahamians, we don't travel on Tuesdays. We travel on Thursdays, call in sick on Friday. and we don't do the Tuesday thing unless
strategy.
You understand? So I was like, this has to be a God move. She just happened to be traveling. So she was my companion to go over. I actually traveled back by myself. But after drinking 2 cups of this green liquid, because that's all I can say it was a green liquid, was literally, I was able to start feeling tingling sensations in my fingertips. And
so how long were you drinking it before you started feeling the tingling?
6 hours, Shanique. 6 hours. 6 hours.
Wow.
And so when I felt it, I remember I was getting a naturopath test. She was doing like this magnetic test on me in the room. So she was a natural pathologist out of Trinidad and Tobago. So I turned to her, I was like, man, is it even possible I could feel a tingling in my fingers? She said, Ruth Ann, if it does what they say it can do, if it has what they say it has in it, from the science behind it, if it does, because I'm only saying if, because like I tell you, this 6 hours later, this isn't a year later, this is 6 hours later. Me personally being a mindset reset coach, I was like, this is a placebo. That was my go-to, Shanique, because I've tried everything. I have people go to doctors to get the TENS machine, shocked all over them. I got that. I shock my hands, I shock my legs, I do all of these different things, the brushing, the dry brushing, everything that people have said to do, I do. So to suddenly feel this tingling in the tips of my fingers, I'm like, okay, this is me willing it through my mind to want to work. That was my go-to answer, because there's no way you could be taking something for 6 hours and it starts to work. So I came back to the Bahamas, and that would have been in December when I got all my products and I started taking it. Within less than a week, Shanique, I started feeling the tingling going back through my legs. Now I'm going to tell my age for those out there that have ever heard of that cartoon called Gumby. That stretchy, funny looking thing.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember we used to be on ZNS? When we had the booster, you only had the antenna on the booster or the satellite, the big satellites in your yard. Okay, so I grew up in Foxville and I remember watching Gumby. So that's how my legs felt. It felt very like just rubbery. There was nothing in it. But less than a week, I started feeling this gush. That's all I can explain it as, a gush of energy, because I remember, I think I called either Dr. Helen or I think even Donna Lee, and I was like, I don't know what's going on, but this is crazy. I'm feeling something in my legs. I said, now I felt this before, but how has it come back? Like, this isn't making sense. At the time, I was only drinking 2 products. I was drinking the Belage and the Canoe. That's the only 2 products I was drinking.
And what was your experience with just those 2 once you started drinking just those 2?
Just this energy coming back. And then also in the first week, I found this erroneous amount of mucus started coming out, like how you sound like I sound like I'm slightly congested. every time I take the Belage, erroneous amounts of mucus come out as if I'm sometimes even choking on it. I'm like, what is this? But of course, mucus is inflammation. Once you can get rid of that mucus, you can get rid of your inflammation and your pain. So what I have found every time I drink that Belage, and even now the Inner 7, because I started incorporating the Inner 7 in the Belage when I found out that it was good for pain. So, and I don't have high blood pressure. I actually have low blood, and my pressure is usually, my regular pressure is usually like 84/45. So I'm one of those that you looking at saying, you sure you living? You're like, wow. And so my pressure does not rise. And I'm also anemic, as well as I've been told, I was diagnosed when I had those battery of tests that I had thalassemia, which basically means your iron does not process through your body properly, hence the anemic. And so my hemoglobin level was always like borderline blood transfusion. So like 7 8, a little bit over 8. And since I started taking the products during COVID, I never went to the clinic. I wasn't catching nothing. I wasn't being around nobody. I good. And so I finally decided to go. I think that would have been end of December or first week of January. And when they did the test, the lady's like, wow, your hemoglobin level has gone up to 11. My hemoglobin level has never been 11, Shanique, never, and so I was like, wow. And when you know what's going on in your body, you're the type of person, I've watched you on Facebook, you're very aware of what goes into your body. And when you're that type of individual, you know what is working from what's not working. You can tell from a week and say, oh, you know what, I tried that, that doesn't work for me. Because you're very aware, and that's what happened to me. I was very aware of what I was putting in.
Yeah, because you picked up on that, obviously, like, right, you noticed the difference almost immediately, because you asked the naturopath doctor, like, wait a minute, what's this? What's that? I feel a difference already. Is this even possible?
Yeah. And another thing that I noticed, and I definitely say to persons out there, you heard the story, the testimony of Queen Latifah, I call her, from Tampa. That was the young lady, young, because you see how young she looks.
She does look young.
Yeah, from Tampa, Florida. And, I say to persons, and her son has MS, and her son has seen such an improvement, a mass improvement, because anybody that's especially suffering, and I only can speak for myself, so this is me sharing my testimony with you. We don't, here at Sanki, we don't cure or mitigate any disease, so I don't want you to think, oh, they cure. No, we ain't curing nothing. So doctors, y'all got your job. We're not here to take anything from you.
As Dr. Ruth Ann Newton Lipon gets her internet sorted out, we're just gonna just bring you up to date. Today is a special edition of The Conversation highlighting Sanki Global products. You heard Dr. Ruth Ann and several other people talk about, she's back, talk about the fact that their experiences, some of them almost immediately, some of them within a month. Some of them, of course, within a few months, but all of them you heard talk about, from menopause issues and so many other different ailments. One lady, you saw that lady who she just talked about in Florida, over 30 years had an issue on taking the products. She, by the way, how long has she been taking the products until she started seeing the difference?
Like she said, when she left the meeting, they gave her the 8-day supply, like a shinka pack, 2 shinkas. And so I think within less than a week, that's when she was like, what is this that I'm taking? Like, that was how immediate the change was, because even to the point where I think with the cerebral palsy, her eyes would constantly water. She came to a meeting the other day in Florida, her eyes weren't watering. So it's like, when you see, like, I know Mr. Avita, the CEO of the company, always says that is why he got involved with Sanki, to hear stories and testimonies of like that. Because that is when they change people's lives, and like I was speaking to persons with muscle disorders, the story of young Darius didn't walk since he was 3. Now he's able to actually stand and take steps, not diagnosed, couldn't figure out what was wrong with him, but could stand now, able to transfer, taking on his own, being independent, taking it on, transferring from bed to chair, able to sit up without a strap. Wow. Eyes not rolling back, because his eyes used to uncontrollably roll in his head. He used to drool. You heard Pastor Lewis say, you know, he had a seizure and was drooling. Darius used to automatically drool. He could not help himself because his lip muscle was weak. And so he used to get so upset because when he'd do his work, because cognitively, he's smart as a whippersnapper, but his body is holding him back. And so now he doesn't drool. He's able to stand and he's, you know, taking steps. I have that video if you want to show it. And then we have another video. Are you okay? No problem. I'll show it.
No, let's show
you want to show it now? Okay, let me do that for you right now. Hold on. Okay, so this is young Darius, and it's going to show you where he used to go to physical therapy intensely for 2 months during the summer. And like his mom said, what would happen is he, you know, in this intensive physiotherapy, he would get a little stronger. He'd come back within less than a month. Guess what? Deterioration. Never stick. Everything would just go blah, blah, back to normal, like as if nothing had happened, you know, and that's thousands of dollars. That is not no little bit of money. So this is who we call King Darius. Stay tuned.
Make it wider. Make it wider. And push. Step. Like sit down and give up. Try pushing. Get these knees back towards me.
Undo it.
Oh man. Come on, we had it. Stop and take a deep breath. Now let's think about that. Your knees started coming together and what happened? You lost your balance.
Jump again. Jump again. Hey, jump again. You jump one more time? That's it now? All right then. Okay.
You know, it's heartwarming seeing stuff like that. I mean, it's so heartwarming. And I heard, who was that with him saying jump again?
That's his mom. That's his mom.
His mother saying jump again. And,
yeah,
you know.
When he started to walk, he told his mom, I want to jump. And she's like, what do you mean you want to jump? He's like, I want to jump. And so she said, child, go for it. Go jump.
So you were saying before now, he could not have even stood up to walk with the help of the walker.
No,
imagine jump.
Listen, she had that walker, she said, for over 6 years, sitting in the corner. Brand new walker, never used. And what she had noticed one day is that she had forgot to tie him in his wheelchair. And so she suddenly, like, you know, when you suddenly as a mother instinct go, oh my God, I forgot to tie Darius in. She goes in the front room and the young man's sitting up and she's like, okay, now I'm tripping. Like, you know, because when things happen that you know have never happened, you're like, this can't be possible. And so she asked her son, she's like, do you see what I see? And he's like, yeah, I had seen it a while back, but I didn't want to tell you because I wasn't sure what was happening. And then they asked him.
So how long was he, and what did she have him on? And how long was he on those products before he started being able to sit up and do all this stuff?
Balaj, Inner 7, and Hasaki. He wasn't on the Cronwy because he's, as you can see, he's very petite and built. So she had him on Balaj, Hasaki, and Inner 7. And within less than 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. And the crazy part about it, this is where the craziness comes in. At first, she had him on it like all the time, every day. Of course, the product costs money, so she dialed it back a little. No reversal. When I say reversal, no, like it didn't come back. So he's stronger than ever, getting stronger by the day. So it's not like he stopped the products and then everything started retreating and going back to how it was. Nope. And so it is amazing. For me, I have seen the strength come back in my body. I never was able to before, like my, I should say before the coma. Like
I saw a video of you on Facebook. Now, let the people know, because I saw you standing up doing stuff, but I saw a video also of you, like you're exercising out in the open, in your wheelchair, and you have movement, you have mobility, all that stuff. Were you able to do stuff like that before?
I was able to get in my wheelchair, yes. But what I found, and this is the crazy part, is before I go to physical therapy for up to 5 days a week. So 2 at physical therapy, 3 in the gym. But my strength used to reset. So what I used to find at the end of the weekend, my body would be like, oh, I'm tired, and then go back to sleep. And then come Monday, it was as if last week and 2 weeks before and months before never happened. And so this would be my vicious cycle. What I'm finding now is that every layer, Shanique, of muscle is coming back. So when I do something last week, if I do something yesterday, it's then built on the following day and it doesn't go backwards. And so that's what I absolutely love about the products, because I'm watching my strength get stronger and stronger.
Yes.
You know, I'm able to do this thing now in the gym where it's like a Pilates type machine where you got to pull down on these strings and go all the way down to the ground. When my physical therapist first did it, man, Shanique, she held onto my shoulders and I went down and she brought me up. That's how it started. Then the next time I felt her take her hands just slightly further back the following time that I did it, like the next week. Then when she did it again, I felt where I was like, hold on, is she holding me? She was holding my shirt, like literally tipping my shirt. Then one time I thought she was behind me, Shanique. I thought, because as I told you, I don't have sight in my left eye. So if you suddenly vanish out of sight, I don't know if you're there or not, unless you're talking. I'm thinking she's behind me. And then all of a sudden I hear her say, oh, you finished, eh? I was like, what? I had done my 20 reps, not knowing she was behind me, gone all the way down, come all the way back up, didn't know she wasn't even there. And I was like, oh my God. So, you know, I am so happy to just be a part of the company from the fact that I can see what it's doing for other people, not only for myself, but for others, you know, and for persons that don't know me, I'm a person that loves to serve others. You know, I don't worry about myself. It isn't about the money. Money comes, you know, yes, money is up there with oxygen, but it's not about the money. It's about how many people can you really help? You heard, Shanique, you said it in the beginning, we're at 98% non-communicable diseases. That's scary.
Yeah, I know.
That is scary. That means every door, I can look out my door to my neighbors now and say, girl, what happened over there? You got some high blood pressure, diabetes, what going on? And something would be going on over there. That's scary.
No,
you know,
yeah, this country's statistics is frightening. I met you how many years ago now? I think at least 3, 4.
Yes, about that.
Yeah, and your left eye there was an issue with it, or whichever eye?
My left eye, it was completely shut down. It was like I used to look like I was winking because it couldn't stay open. The muscle was down. I'd lost sight, so really I didn't know when it was open or not. And now it's actually open. And, you know, especially when I've had a good night's rest, when I take that Cronwy Fire and I sleep well, man, listen and hear me good. My eye, you can't even tell which eye doesn't have a problem. So I am absolutely loving the products. And, you know, my testimony is that it does what it says it does. And, you know, like Rhonda said, it works 100% of the time for 100% of the people. It works, you know, and you just have to give everything time, because some people have really slow blood. So give it maybe a week, 2 weeks. But some people, instant, immediate. You feel it going through your blood. You feel the difference. Some people even have a slight retracement because their blood is slow. It pulls it back slightly. And then if they take it the next day, then the blood starts pushing through and going. So
and that's where the improvement in circulation comes in.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen, give the phone contact, the phone information out, please.
It's tickering below your screen. So it's 242-439-2425. We have live calls between now and Wednesday, every single night at 9 p.m. to find out more information. And that's Sanki242.com. Just go SANKI242.com. Get on at 9 o'clock. You'll hear about the products. You'll hear some testimonies. You'll hear about the business aspect, being a customer, all that good stuff. You'll figure out how to do that. And we'll share that information with you as well. And before we close, I want to share this testimony about this person sharing about, I think it's their brother and then a cousin that's had some issues, but it's just a verbal testimony. They weren't able to give me their picture, so I wasn't able to layer it in time. So I just would like to share that.
Let's hear that.
Okay, I'm just going to put us down and then I'll bring it up.
So my first testimony is about myself. I was placed on blood pressure medication about a year ago, and with eating more live foods, exercising, with my Sanki Global products, especially the Balaj and the Cornute, my pressure's down to normal. I'm reading at 114/70, which is great news. Also, my brother, who was diagnosed with COVID, after coming out of the hospital, he could have barely breathe. I placed him on the products as well, which is the Balaj and the Cranute. Within 3 days, he was speaking almost to normal. His breathing was almost back to normal. At present, right now, he's doing great. Also, my cousin, who had a brain aneurysm and a stroke a few years ago, she was left paralyzed on the left side, and her shoulder was dislocated during the ordeal. I spoke with her mom recently, and she was placed on the products as well. Asked how she was doing, and she said she's noticed strength coming back in her shoulder and in her hand, and the shoulder is back in place right now. So to God be the glory. Sanki Products works.
That is a testimony you heard from a lady who was using Sanki products. And I'll tell you, everybody you saw today lives right here in Nassau, not even another island. And so these are stories, and the only person who is away from here is Dr. Ruth Ann Newton-Lightbourne, who is in Grand Bahama. But these are stories from people that you know, people that you perhaps go to church with or live next to or know somebody who know them. And you can verify their stories, is what I'm saying, their experiences. You've heard them share today. This lady was just talking about her experience and how her blood pressure has been now normalized, how her brother who was hospitalized for COVID and still having issues drank the two products of the four, the Cranue and the Pelage, and within 3 days, everything just feeling well. And you know, Dr. Ruth Ann, it's great to hear information like that, and not just information to sound like you're regurgitating information, but to hear of people's experiences and a restoration of health and strength and vitality to their lives and their bodies.
Well, and I'd like to share my testimony because a video kind of paints the picture versus me saying it. I have two videos. I have one that shows you before Sanki. So this would have been taken like June 2019. And then the next video, so this is my therapist helping me up, couldn't get up. She's literally lifting me up off the table for me to stand. Now, please, when y'all watch this video, warning, please do not look at my hair. It looks a hot mess. But, and then the second video is what happened just recently, about maybe 2 months ago, where I was actually able to get up and stand, not with his assistance. Literally the only thing that was done was my legs were strapped because my legs fall out. But other than that, no gait belt, and I was able to stand by myself. So I want to share those two videos so persons can literally see, you know, you can talk and say things, but a picture really paints 1,000 words. So I'm going to share that with you in a second, and then I'll come back to you and you do what you do best, girl.
Yes, absolutely.
That's on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, God have mercy. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My God.
Now through the 1,000 times again. And I rise up high like the waves, and you're standing straight, you're standing, your knees are locked now.
I did it.
Describe that moment for us.
Listen, I know, just, how can I say, in February, I tried it the first time. Something told me, Ruth Ann, you want to get up and stand. And I had tried it with my daughter. And this was the first time with me even trying it at home because I didn't want nobody putting me on the floor. So I never used to do anything without my therapist. And I remember when she did it the first time, we had the gait belt, my legs were strapped, and I literally did an epic fail onto her shoulder. And I'm talking hit hard to the corner of her shoulder. That was the first time I tried. And then a month and a half in, that would have been maybe March, still taking the products. I said, you know what, Jordan, I feel even stronger now. And we stood. And when I stood that time, Shanique, my body was like vibrating where it was not really strong enough to hold me. And then later on in the year, I think that would have been September, when I tried it again, I was like, hold on now. This time I had the gait belt on, but she just kind of just held the tips of the gait belt, and I was able to stand and lock my knees. But when I was able to get up with no gait belt on and no assistance, man, look ya!
Wow.
I was super excited, super stoked, and I knew this is the beginning. This is just the beginning. And yes, it is a journey. So I'm not saying that, I'm suddenly going to get up and do everything. No, it is still my journey, and I'm going to enjoy every step of the journey and just give thanks as it happens.
Yes, absolutely. You know the statistics of the country, of this country. Of course, we are grateful for everybody who's watching, wherever you're watching from. The numbers to call for Dr. Ruth Ann Newton Lightborn is 242. You could finish it, Dr. Ruth Ann.
439-2425.
Again, that's you can WhatsApp that number from anywhere in the world, anywhere in the United States, anywhere in the Bahamas. Certainly reach out to her, because a number of you are inquiring of where you can get information and where you can access the products, etc. Do call her; she can assist you. But we talked about really the reality of the Bahamas. I have been a health and wellness advocate now since 2017. And the thing is, I love a show like this because I'm so passionate about it, and I want people to get information out there, that information that is useful as well. What do you want to say to that person out there? Number one, in terms of getting on good supplements, in terms of addressing their issues, and why Sanki Global?
Well, one of the things is that it's a nutraceutical. It's based in nutrigenomics, and it's nanotechnology, simply meaning that one, it's coated. This is 51-year-old formulas. So this is not a formula that just came about and they suddenly put it on the market. They took 40 years before they even brought out their first product, which was Balage. 40 years. Formulation, testing, in vivo trials. They tested it on humans. We have all of the white paper for all of our products. So all those doctors out there, all those individuals that are like, okay, I hear you, but I need to read it for myself. We don't hide information. You want the information, we will present you with the information. That's not a problem. So this is what they do. Also, just last year, they did another testing between December 2019 and March 31st, and they found the efficacy of Balage. Once again, white papers. These are trials being done in Japan, Okinawa, Japan, where our main facility is. And they found that the efficacy of Balage on viruses, influenza A, influenza B, gastroenteritis, and SARS was 85%. This is not what Ruth Ann is saying. This is what the white paper is saying. This is what they tested and proved. Also, can it build your immune system? Yes, by 45%. I mean, to me, I'm not saying you won't catch this. I'm not saying that, but I am saying the problem that we're having in the world, because our immune system is shot, completely shot. We have been taking in preservatives and all our junk and just eating like we're crazy for too long. It's time to really take notice of what we're putting in our mouth. And I'm just saying that these nutraceuticals are really making a difference in the industry, to the point where Sanki Mayor, which is our scientific company, actually has a master's program. Now, y'all got to hear this. A master's program for doctors, medical doctors.
Wow.
In nutrigenomics.
Yeah, because more doctors are now intertwining natural health along with traditional health that they do, and they're finding it's hugely effective.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So when I heard that, I was like, "What? We have a master's program that we're offering to medical doctors? That's insane." Wow. To me, that takes it to a whole nother level, because it's not just the layman saying it, And also, we're farm to table, and to me, that's important because we own all the farms that our products come from. We have trees, for instance, olive trees that are over 2,000 plus years.
Oh, all of the products are plant-based?
All plant-based, 100% plant-based, 100% all natural.
Very good. Very, very good. Super. So, you all heard that. Healing in the leaves,
Need you say any more?
Not one other word. Very, very good. And so, Dr. Ruth Ann, listen, if you can please just, a wrap-up comment. I know you've said a lot, and et cetera, but a wrap-up comment. I know you said something about some 3-day opportunity where people can get even more information, perhaps certain things they want clarified, which, boy, if this didn't do it today, but yeah, give that information and a wrap-up comment, please.
Not a problem. So tomorrow, well, every night at 9 p.m., go to Sanki242.com, SANKI242.com at 9 p.m. and you will be able to hear different people. You'll be able to hear about our company, as well as tomorrow, guys, tomorrow at 5 p.m., doors open at 4. We have an event that's happening where we're going to be doing 10 free body scans. The body scan literally is able to non-invasively, so it's no cutting, no anything like that. But with our micro scanner, we're able to scan into your blood and see what's going on with your capillaries. You know, we can see the parasites, we can see if there's any movement, any inflammation. And usually something like this costs about $300, but you're going to get it for free. 10 people are going to get it for free tomorrow. First 10 people to get there. First 50 people will actually literally get a free gift. Okay. So guys, it's going to be absolutely amazing. You got to call and
where? Oh, forgive me. I apologize. No, because I remember, of course, COVID protocols and all that stuff. I apologize. Somewhere there. But listen, you all heard that? So this is an event. The event is here in Nassau.
It's in Nassau.
In Nassau, y'all listen to this. The event is here. This is an event at 5 o'clock. But she ain't telling you nothing. You got to call that number, WhatsApp that number, whatever that number, to be able to get, number one, the location, and then for you to be one of the people to receive some free products, etc., and the scans and all that.
Exactly. So trust me, we did 2 scans yesterday because we had a meeting last night, and man, the guy was like, wow, we saw the parasites moving in his blood. Yeah. And so, guys, I want to say, thank you so much for this forum, Shanique. We always appreciate the fact that you are a health advocate in all forums, and I appreciate that. And it's an absolutely amazing opportunity. So I want to say thank you. I'm humbled to sit on the stage with you as always.
Yes, no, my pleasure. The number, once again, 242-439-2425, 242-439-2425. And so if you want to certainly get out there and go face to face, get some product, all that stuff, you have an opportunity tomorrow at 5 o'clock right here in Nassau. But you ain't gonna know where it is until you call that number right there that I just said. So call, guys, get on, listen to me. Your health truly is your wealth. There is no wealth without health. And so, you heard the testimonies, and trust me, I know Farah. I know Farah. That's Rhonda's cousin, by the way. That's why I said Farah. I know Rhonda. I believe everybody. You heard the pastor, everyone. I know all of them. I know Rhonda. I know her. I know Dr. Ruth Ann Newton Lightbourne. You heard Pastor Wendell Lewis. He ain't gonna come on here and lie and just to try and impress somebody. So obviously, give the number, call the number, speak with someone, see also if you can get to that event tomorrow to get your hands now on some products, which is always awesome, and also into 1 or 2 of those meetings as well. And so listen, I thank you all so much for streaming live today. Do share the live stream, share. Don't keep this information to yourself. Tag some people in it even after we're off, and watch it again to see for yourself for sure, and make sure that you saw and heard correctly, and then of course make your decision. I thank you all so much for tuning in and for joining us. Everybody have a great evening, and see you tomorrow on Sunday Sip and Chat. Sunday Sip and Chat Part 2. Why are Bahamian men just so needy? Yeah, that's right. We can talk about that and a lot more. Okay, guys, have a great evening, and see you all tomorrow on Sip and Chat.
Fortunate. And so we have a lot to talk about, just a lot to get to. And if you want, hi everybody, welcome
Let's
to
talk
the
about
conversation.
love, health and wellness, transformation. Yeah, we got it. Discuss your breakthroughs, national
local
issues.
Bahamians, but also with those who are listening around the region and the world. Thank you.
Absolutely. We have an audience that really, from Europe to the United States, Canada, around the region, and of course, Bahamians right here who are very interested in just wanting to know the answers and ask the questions that get them the answers that they seek. Before we
need a little inspiration, tune into the conversation. Talk about it on the conversation.
This is the time, when the country really needs to find ways to join together to fight common problems that we have. Collaborative leadership.
You need a little conversation. We can go far with the conversation. Here with Shanique on the conversation.
Please share the video, share. Tag some people in the live feed, share it in your private Facebook group, share it in your WhatsApp group.
Here we should meet on the conversation, yeah.